This is either gonna go real good or possibly real bad. Another swing and a miss, but we're on to something now. We have made it down to Ollantaytambo.
Ollantaytambo!
Which is basically the gateway to Machu Picchu. So this is as far as you can drive in, and then you catch a train from here. There's tuk-tuks everywhere. But it's a really nice little town. We didn't think there was going to be much here, but we came because of the different sites that are here. We will talk a little about later as we're hiking on them, but they're all the way around. There's markets, these waterways we stream through. So far I'm pretty impressed.
I really like this town. It's so cute, and to be able to just walk out of actually we had breakfast right over here, and from breakfast this is our view to see ruins and the mountains and these cute little shops from our breakfast area, which is really close to our Airbnb actually, is really, I love this. This is why we travel.
Let's see what it's like up there.
All right.
You ready for more hiking?
I'm ready for more hiking.
So we just got done with the 4-day Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. So
we had two massages since, so we're good.
We really didn't think we were going to be putting our boots on and hiking for a while, but turns out we can't turn that down, so let's go. We are climbing. This was the Sun Temple. These rocks are massive. I'll throw a picture up with a comparison so you can see how big they are. From my understanding, these are the trails that are left from dragging them up to get them up here. Big room. Makes you wonder how much more there was. You see bases here. You go up the mountain. You have little cottages. And even all the way up the mountain, there's a wall of something. Gateway to something there, huh? Alright, I think we found ourselves a non-windy place. Hopefully you can hear. It's a pretty good vantage point from up here. You can see across this whole valley, which, if I remember correctly, might be the reason why Machu Picchu never got found.
I think that's what we read. So just doing some research, it sounds like there was a really smart and young Incan.
18 years old.
He was 18, yeah, and so he managed to find a way to steal the Spanish horses and then have one of the biggest defeats of the Spanish here. And they think because he was defeated here is why the Spanish never found Machu Picchu, which is
because he defeated the Spaniards
here. Yeah, so that's pretty stinging cool. And so when you look at the strategic way that they were building their place, and I don't even think they planned on it. They had no idea that they were going to be invaded.
Yeah, they didn't know the Spanish were coming.
Yeah, they had no idea. The way they built this place was really for functional reasons, and so they had the Temple of the Sun and the Temple of the Moon that they were building, which they didn't get to finish because the Spanish came back. But all of this has really functional areas. Some of it is for storing crops. So across the way, what you can see now, they built that area so they could put their crops. It's got a lot of holes in it so that air could get to it so that the crops would stay dry. But then they also planted some crops here. Yeah, And so there's some houses, everything is really functional. And you know, Scott was talking earlier before we started filming about how they brought all of the rocks here to build it. You could see a trail as to where they brought everything in. You know, they didn't have horses and oxen and all of that to pull the rocks, so they were just some strong people. Such respect for Peruvians. Yeah.
And what was it? Something with the because they have irrigation systems all over in the Incan sites. On this one, part of this young Incan's plan was to flood them out. So he opened the gates, washed everything out, which I guess took out a lot of the Spaniards, but then also made just a muddy mess. All this filled all the crop area down here. Obviously there wasn't a city there, just turned to mud, and the Spaniards couldn't fight in it properly.
Yeah, their horses couldn't manage to get through, so as they were stuck, they were able to fight back. So yeah, I think one of my favorite quotes is, "Until the wolf learns to write, history will favor the hunter." And this is one of those reasons that you come to travel. Like, you don't know so much about the history, and because they didn't write everything down, to come here and to see just how powerful, although they were conquered because the Spanish were huge.
Relentless.
They were relentless and they were huge, but to see that they did fight back with what they had is pretty amazing.
Do you remember the Incan's name?
It was Manco Inca.
Oh, perfect, thank you. Because that's the cool thing about Machu Picchu, is that it didn't get found. The Spaniards never found it. The Incans just left. I forget why they left, honestly.
I don't know why they left, but I remember they did say they took all of their whatever gold and silver that they had there, they took it with them, so that anybody that did discover Machu Picchu, it wasn't plundered because there was nothing there to find, and at some point it just got overgrown so that nobody could find it anyway. So
I made it to the hallway. It was a big structure, wasn't it?
huge. Look at all the grain they got to store here.
Yeah.
And they keep the windows and the open areas with the wind in to keep the grain dry, the crops dry.
I believe that. This place is so big. Even after seeing Machu Picchu, it's still impressive. The things they could do. They look pretty good. Overhead view of Ollantaytambo. Through the valley, the ruins. The city square there. And then Urubamba River in the background. And storage areas here. I love these old streets in the pueblos here in Peru, and this one is no different. It's all walking streets, water systems running through them, ones that branch off. It's very peaceful to walk around in.
I would love to fall asleep to this sound every night, because you've seen some of them that run under houses, and so that's supposed to be such a peaceful feeling. But also thinking about what great architects the Peruvians were to kind of design these waterways so they can get water into their town without having to climb up the mountain every time. It's a genius.
Yes. Let's see what this one's like. Yep, just more. It's nice just walking around, not have to worry about cars. I mean, I guess getting groceries and doing laundry and stuff would be better if you didn't have to walk, but
I like this town. I think it's a good kind of break after Machu Picchu. I think coming here, especially after you've had some history of the grander scheme, like this is a cool place to get a little bit more about the culture and the history, but in a relaxing way.
yeah, it's nice. At least 2 days stop. I don't think you'd need more than that. Probably 2 full days, 1 night would be more than enough, but it is nice and relaxing little town. Sorry, I'm
You need to
stepping
step
over
over
dogs and around children, so I'm looking everywhere. That one figured out how to get out of the way. So this is my town. But yeah, we're here now, so we might as well keep following this little waterway.
Get some lunch. I'm hungry.
You can see it coming right down here where they bank it around, so I don't know what it does. Oh, it goes underground here. Yeah, they have valves where they can open it to get it to go up onto that side. So we met the owner of a local distillery who makes everything from locally grown plants. He invited us to wander out to the distillery and the farm, said it's real easy to find, and when we get there, ask for Ronny, and Ronny will show us around and give us some samples.
However,
so this is either gonna go real good or possibly real bad.
but either way, they distill their own spirits, so they have rum, they have whiskey, and they're having I guess this is a grand opening party tonight.
Yeah,
so
sure. Yeah.
we're gonna go to their party, taste some stuff.
If we make it out of this. Update. We went into the wrong neighborhood, but we found a nice family that pointed us in the right direction, so we're trying again. Another swing and a miss, but we're on to something now. Did we walk under the sign that said it? No. Oh, yep. Let's see. Bingo. We're on to something now. And Jen already found her new home. All these bottles here in various stages of fermentation and fusion.
Matacuy y botanizado.
Matacuy, like matacuya?
Matacuy, este es se podría decir el alma mater de toda la destilería. En querer hacer un buen compuesto se ha descubierto todas estas, ¿no? Es el más famoso ahorita.
Okay.
Más famoso.
Wendy Weeks,
Wendy
de
Weeks.
madre de Ishmael.
Ismael, sí, sí.
We made it out alive
Yes.
and with warm bellies.
That stuff is strong. Oh my gosh. And I think they were averaging like 43% alcohol. And you can taste it.
Yeah, so everything's overproofed a little bit, I guess.
But it all tasted wonderful. So I bought the bottle of liquor that tastes like coffee, even though I don't drink coffee, but I got it because we could sip that. And we don't need to worry about mixing it with anything.
Yeah, that one was low. I think that's 25, 24.
Right, but like the other one that was like pure sugar cane, I don't know if I could sip that directly. I'd want to mix it with something. Whew. And we're still at 2,300 feet? Or no, 2,300 meters.
Oh, that's up to 2,800.
2,800 meters.
Yeah.
So a lot of breath. But worth the walk, worth the adventure.